Bindi is doing so much better now. So things like a lot of travel are a bit challenging for her at the moment, and so she'll be.
For years, the world has admired Bindi Irwin's fearless spirit and radiant smile. But beneath that courage lies a quietly difficult fight few have seen. How does a family famous for wrangling crocodiles handle the slow, unseen weight of chronic illness within their own? Behind the scenes of glitzy galas and televised victories, Robert and Terri have recently opened up about the reality that's reshaped their lives. An uphill recovery, fractured by heartbreaking setbacks. Bindi's hidden health battle. For many years, Bindi Irwin has been a shining light in the conservation world, known for her courage and unwavering dedication to wildlife. But recently, fans noticed something different. Her absence from prominent family events, including the annual Steve Irwin Gala in Las Vegas. That empty seat at the family table spoke volumes. Behind the scenes, Bindi has been quietly facing a significant and ongoing health challenge, one that has forced her to pull back from public appearances and travel more cautiously. Her mother Terri and brother Robert have only just begun to open up about this difficult chapter, hinting at a story far deeper than anyone might have guessed. The family's reluctance to reveal details before now reflects a long period of struggle and careful protection. Steve Irwin himself reportedly warned Terri to watch for signs of the very struggle Bindi eventually faced, making this battle particularly poignant. Robert's proud but somber words and Terri's wearied smiles reveal a fragile recovery that is genuine but far from complete. Their emotional responses on the Vegas carpet made it clear that this was more than just a passing ailment. It was a deeply personal fight, shaping every aspect of the Irwin family's life. Yet the full truth behind Bindi's health remains partially veiled, building quiet suspense about what is really happening behind the scenes. Bindi's absence is not just about her choosing to stay home. It signals something far more complex affecting her daily life and future plans. The challenge of travel, a seemingly simple act, has become a significant hurdle in her recovery, underscoring the fragility of her condition. While she continues to recover and improve, even the bravest of spirits must sometimes step back to heal. This opening glimpse into Bindi's hidden battle sets the stage for a deeper exploration into a medical journey that has silently shaped her life for over a decade. What follows is a tale of endurance, setbacks, and quiet hope that the public is only now beginning to witness. The story of Bindi's health struggle is inseparable from one chronic and complex condition that has marked much of her life: the impact of endometriosis. Bindi Irwin first publicly revealed her diagnosis of endometriosis in March 2023, bringing global attention to a painful and often misunderstood illness she had quietly endured for more than a decade. Endometriosis occurs when tissue similar to the uterine lining grows outside the uterus, leading to chronic inflammation, severe pelvic pain, fatigue, and a range of debilitating symptoms that can dramatically affect daily life. For years, Bindi struggled through countless medical appointments, scans, and tests while searching for answers. Despite her worsening symptoms, many doctors were unable to identify the root cause of her pain, leaving her physically exhausted and emotionally drained.
Bindi Irwin in her first TV interview since her diagnosis with endometriosis.
When I got out of surgery, the first thing he said to me was, "How did you live with that much pain?"
Eventually, Bindi underwent surgery in New York City with renowned specialist Dr. Tamer Sekin. During the procedure, doctors removed 37 endometriosis lesions, along with a painful chocolate cyst attached to her ovary. The surgery provided long-awaited relief and finally confirmed the severity of the condition she had been battling for years. However, as is common with endometriosis, surgery was not a complete cure. The disease is chronic and has a high likelihood of returning, meaning Bindi's recovery would become an ongoing journey rather than a single medical solution. Bindi faced her most significant health challenge in spring 2025, when her symptoms increased in severity. The worsening pain came at a difficult time, just as she was preparing to appear with her family at the second annual Steve Irwin Gala. She tried to continue her work, but her health worsened until doctors decided that she needed immediate surgical treatment. The medical team conducted multiple surgical operations, which included appendix removal and extraction of 14 endometriosis lesions and postpartum hernia reconstruction. The medical team completed 3 surgical procedures to eliminate 51 endometriosis lesions, which showed that her health condition had developed into an extreme form of the disease. Bindi has faced significant physical challenges through her multiple surgeries and extended periods of recovery, which tested her ability to endure physical hardship and her capacity to withstand emotional pressure. She has kept most of her battle private, but she has given her supporters true accounts of her challenges to live a normal life because of her ongoing pain. Her willingness to share her experience has helped numerous people who battle chronic diseases because it proved to them that endometriosis has hidden impacts which require public recognition. Bindi announced in August 2025 that her painful symptoms had decreased and she had started to experience her previous self again. The milestone marked positive progress toward her healing process. The family continues to restrict her travel and public appearances because her healing process remains sensitive, and they want to safeguard her health while preventing future setbacks. The next chapter in this story unfolded at an event filled with glamour, yet marked by absence and quiet emotion. The Gala Night Turning Point. The 3rd annual Steve Irwin Gala, held in early May 2026 at the Bellagio Ballroom in Las Vegas, was meant to be a night of celebration and tribute. Crowded with conservation donors, Hollywood friends, and supporters, it was transformed into an Australian outback scene, complete with ambassador animals roaming among the guests. Yet, for the 2nd year in a row, one key family member's absence was deeply felt. Bindi Irwin's chair at the family table sat empty, sending a ripple of concern through the room before the evening even began. Every reporter who saw Robert and Terri walk the red carpet pressed them for answers, eager to understand why Bindi was not there. Terri, appearing gentle but visibly weary from travel, shared that Bindi was indeed doing better, but that travel remained a significant challenge due to her ongoing recovery. She offered reassurance that Bindi would be there next year, but was currently focusing on healing at home. Then came a statement that resonated far beyond the room. It was less taxing for Bindi to stay home feeding crocodiles at Australia Zoo than to make the journey to Las Vegas. For most, that might sound like a quaint choice, but for those familiar with the Irwin family, it was a powerful signal. Feeding crocodiles in the Crocodiles Amphitheater is no small task. It's a performance and responsibility that only someone with exceptional strength and passion would embrace. Robert filled in more of the picture, highlighting Australia Zoo's immense scale and the dedicated team running it. He praised Bindi for holding down the fort while the family traveled, a role that matched her love for conservation but came with its own pressures. Beneath Robert's proud smile and Terri's gentle explanation lay an unspoken truth. Bindi's recovery, though real, was delicate and demanded protection from setbacks. That single night at the gala stood as a pivotal moment where the family's private struggles intersected with public performance, revealing both strength and vulnerability in equal measure. It was a reminder that healing is a journey often hidden behind the brightest spotlights. These moments at the gala deepen our understanding of the personal costs behind public triumphs and lead naturally to the family's unwavering support system. Family strength and support. Throughout Bindi Irwin's ongoing health challenges, the unity of the Irwin family has remained a powerful source of strength. Terri Irwin and Robert Irwin have both taken on important roles to support Bindi's recovery while continuing the family's conservation mission. Robert has increasingly stepped in to manage responsibilities at Australia Zoo whenever family members travel or attend events. Helping oversee a conservation property of that scale requires dedication and leadership, and Robert has embraced the challenge not only as part of his work, but as a way of supporting his sister during a fragile period in her life. Terri's protective instincts have also shaped the way the family discusses Bindi's condition publicly. She carefully balances openness with privacy, making sure Bindi is supported without adding pressure that could slow her recovery. Her decision to keep Bindi home during events such as the Steve Irwin Gala reflected a deliberate choice to prioritize health over public expectations. The family's thoughtful approach highlights the importance of emotional and mental well-being alongside physical recovery, showing that healing often requires patience and careful boundaries. Despite intense media attention, the Irwins continue shielding Bindi with unwavering support. Robert has spoken honestly enough to reassure supporters while still respecting her privacy. Their close bond, shaped by the loss of Steve Irwin and strengthened through years of shared conservation work, remains central to their resilience. By discussing Bindi's health journey, the family has also helped raise awareness about chronic illness and the hidden struggles many people face. Their openness reminds others that recovery often depends on strong support systems and compassionate caregiving. The family emotional support system remains intact through Terri, who continues her role while Robert takes on additional public duties. Her interviews and public appearances display her warmth and humor and humility, which become most evident during challenging times. The couple, from their experiences in recent years, acknowledges their present situation while they believe in future improvements. The couple demonstrates their ability to acknowledge progress while accepting setbacks, which creates both authentic and uplifting outcomes of their resilience. The couple shows that people need love and understanding to make their healing journey less complicated, because healing normally takes a difficult path. Bindi and Robert both participate in Dancing with the Stars, which has become a vital part of their personal journeys. The siblings discovered through dancing that it provided them with both entertainment and liberation, which also helped them develop self-assurance and release their emotional burden. Bindi described dancing as a way to experience the sensation of flying because it allowed her to escape her persistent pain. The competition allowed Robert to explore new creative possibilities, which built his self-assurance from unexpected sources. The project demonstrated its success because the team members developed their professional abilities through their tireless dedication to therapeutic activities. The audience experienced a strong emotional connection with their performances because the dancers displayed genuine feelings that went beyond their dance movements. The dance floor transformed into a hopeful space, which the family used to handle their private challenges. Robert paid tribute to Terri through his performance dedication because he wanted to honor her commitment to their family, which she showed after Steve passed away. The family exhibited their emotional strength through their tears and embraces and their genuine tributes to each other. The performances became public declarations of love and survival and unity, which let audiences witness the Irwins as both conservationists and a family who overcomes their common challenges through resilience. The Irwins maintain their cheerful attitude and optimistic outlook during difficult times. Robert's fun campaign to persuade Terri to compete on future seasons of Dancing with the Stars shows how the family discovers happiness during challenging moments. Their lightheartedness enhances their public image while showing supporters that their family stays united to progress through life with hope and compassion and resilience. The Irwins' journey of care and celebration naturally leads us to look at the larger legacy Steve left behind, a legacy his children and wife continue to honor. Dancing with the Stars connection. Dancing with the Stars became a transformative experience for both Bindi Irwin and Robert Irwin, shaping both their public image and personal growth. For Bindi, dancing offered a rare sense of freedom from the health struggles that had long affected her life. She described the experience as feeling close to flying, a joyful escape from chronic pain and emotional burdens. Robert also discovered new confidence and hidden talents through the competition. Neither sibling expected the level of success they achieved, but audiences quickly connected with their heartfelt performances and emotional storytelling. One of Robert Irwin's most memorable moments on Dancing with the Stars came during dedication night, when he honored his mother, Terri Irwin. He spoke about her strength after the death of Steve Irwin, when Robert was only 2 years old, and reflected on how she carried their family forward while continuing Steve's conservation legacy.
Steve Irwin has died during a diving expedition near Port Douglas in Australia.
Who owned and ran the Australia Zoo with his family, shot to international fame with his Crocodile Hunter television series and films.
His dance, set to music from Tarzan, became a deeply emotional tribute to her resilience and sacrifice. When Terri joined him on stage afterward, their embrace moved both judges and audiences to tears. Terri later shared how difficult it was to find happiness after Steve's passing, explaining that her children gave her the strength to continue. Her honesty added emotional depth to the family's story and highlighted the foundation behind their conservation work. For the Irwins, dancing became more than performance. It became an expression of healing, love, and survival through grief, revealing a deeply human side beyond their public conservation legacy. The emotional impact continued when Robert recreated Bindi's own winning freestyle from 2015 during a special tribute episode. The dance, a foxtrot to footprints in the sand, carried strong symbolic meaning. At the conclusion of the performance, Bindi joined Robert for a heartfelt embrace, while archival images of Steve holding young Robert appeared across the ballroom floor. The judges awarded the performance the season's first perfect score, recognizing both the technical excellence and emotional storytelling behind it. The tribute deepened the public's connection to the Irwin family and highlighted themes of memory, resilience, and legacy. Robert faced a physically demanding journey to the Mirror Ball Trophy through his entire path to the award. A rehearsal accident led to the discovery of a rib injury which ended his ability to compete. Whitney Carson, his dance partner, created new routines which allowed him to perform while safeguarding his health. Robert dedicated himself to completing his family mission despite their scheduling auditions and his ongoing pain. Robert became the youngest male winner of the show through his persistent efforts. Bindi and he together became the first siblings to achieve both Mirror Ball Trophy victories. The Irwins showed viewers their authentic selves throughout the season. Terri backed her family's finale appearance when she joined Bindi and Grace Warrior to show their strong bond. Terri later shared a heartfelt message celebrating Robert's victory and thanking Whitney for supporting him through the competition. Her humorous description of a zookeeper learning to dance created a friendly atmosphere which showcased her family's ability to experience both grief and joyful moments. Dancing with the Stars became a television competition for both Robert and Bindi. The program provided them with healing and personal growth opportunities while they displayed their life experiences to the world. The Irwin family showed through their vulnerable moments and determined efforts that they could achieve hope and strength as a family unit to inspire people who watched them dance. From the dance floor's bright lights, the spotlight returns once again to the enduring legacy both Robert and Terri champion every day. Robert's dedication to Terri.
It was a tough week, but here's the thing. This dance is for my mum. It's for all of the mums out there who don't get the recognition they deserve.
Robert Irwin's emotional tribute to his mother, Terri Irwin, on Dancing with the Stars, revealed the depth of strength within the Irwin family. During a deeply personal performance, Robert spoke about Terri's resilience after the death of Steve Irwin when he was only 2 years old. He praised her courage in raising him and Bindi Irwin while continuing the family's conservation mission. His dance became more than a competition routine. It was a tribute to the sacrifices Terri made to hold the family together and preserve Steve's legacy. When Terri joined him on stage, their embrace symbolized love, survival, and healing after years of grief. The emotional moment produced strong reactions from both the judges and the audience because it showed them the hidden anguish which the family had suffered for 20 years. Terri shared with others that her children provided her with strength to continue living her life after Steve died. The performance showed viewers the complete human nature of the Irwin family who maintained their public conservation efforts. The tribute Robert performed had a strong impact because it showed that most people who face difficult times become their family's foundation during those challenging moments. The performance demonstrated how the Irwins maintain their strong relationship through their ongoing connection to one another. The emotional connection grew stronger through the subsequent dance performances. The competition included one dance which replicated Bindi's 2015 winning performance because it brought back memories and showed important competition elements. Bindi and Robert shared a touching moment at the routine ending when they hugged each other to show their family's strength and dedication to each other. The ballroom showed projected images of Steve holding his son Robert, which created a performance tribute that overflowed with love and all their shared memories. The judges granted the couple their first perfect score of the season because they recognized both of their technical abilities and the strong emotional impact of their performance. The competition tested Robert because he encountered major medical problems which prevented him from competing. He continued to work through his painful rib injury, which made breathing impossible for 11 weeks of practice. Whitney Carson, his dance partner, created new routines that would safeguard his health while maintaining their competitive edge. Robert showed his resolve to achieve his goals because he wanted to honor his family and their ancestral heritage. The victory certified him as the youngest male winner in show history. The win brought him personal achievement, but also demonstrated the enduring strength of the Irwin family. In his acceptance speech, Robert credited Bindi for inspiring him throughout the competition. The family achieved a historic accomplishment when both siblings emerged as Mirrorball Trophy winners. Terri, Bindi, and Bindi's daughter, Grace Warrior, celebrated proudly from the audience, representing a new chapter for the family. The moment captured the balance of joy and pain that has shaped the Irwins' public and private lives. Robert's victory became a worldwide symbol of hope and perseverance for fans who watched him from different countries. Terri later shared a heartfelt message on Instagram celebrating Robert's success and thanking Whitney for supporting him throughout the season. The Irwins use grief to find balance between their mourning and their joyful moments, which she presented through her humorous description of a zookeeper learning to dance performance. The family showed their dedication to conservation work while displaying their skills to handle life problems as they worked through their difficulties together. The family's openness throughout the competition highlighted the role vulnerability plays in their legacy. Robert dedicated his performances to both his parents because he wanted to express his dedication to conservation work and personal recovery and enduring performance. By sharing their experiences so publicly, the Irwins continue to inspire others facing grief, hardship, and recovery. Their story remains powerful because it combines extraordinary experiences with emotions that feel deeply universal. Their journey through grief, healing, and public advocacy naturally flows into how they honor Steve Irwin's enduring legacy every day. Carrying Steve's legacy. 20 years after the tragic passing of Steve Irwin, his family continues to honor his legacy through conservation, education, and global outreach. Despite personal hardships, Terri Irwin, Robert Irwin, and Bindi Irwin remain committed to the mission he devoted his life to, with his values continuing to shape both their public work and private lives.
Can you believe it's been more than 20 years since the premiere of Animal Planet's beloved series, The Crocodile Hunter? Steve's untimely death, his family is returning to carry on his legacy.
Robert has often spoken about feeling connected to his father during crocodile conservation work in the Australian outback. He describes moments where he senses Steve's presence while working with wildlife, experiences that bring comfort and motivation. For Robert, these moments reinforce that Steve's legacy lives on, not just through memories or archival footage, but through the ongoing work at Australia Zoo. Every rescue, educational program, and conservation effort reflects Steve's enduring passion. The approaching 20th anniversary of Steve's death is an emotional milestone for both the family and the wider conservation community. Plans to mark the occasion will honor his contributions to wildlife protection, while also acknowledging the grief the family has carried since 2006. Robert has spoken openly about how grief differs within their family, Bindi having clearer memories of Steve, while his own understanding comes from stories and shared experiences. Their honesty has helped many supporters connect more deeply with their journey. Steve's influence extends far beyond wildlife television. Through global conservation projects, education, and humanitarian outreach, the Irwins continue to share his message of protecting animals and caring for the natural world. Terri has emphasized that conservation can happen anywhere, including fundraising events in places like Las Vegas, helping expand their global reach and support wildlife initiatives worldwide. Robert frequently meets people who say Steve inspired them to become conservationists or care more deeply about animals. These encounters reinforce the lasting impact of Steve's work and motivate the family to continue despite personal challenges and public pressure. At the same time, the Irwins have faced significant private struggles, including Bindi's health challenges, Robert's growing public responsibilities, and Terri's steady role as emotional anchor. Their ability to continue their mission while navigating hardship reflects both vulnerability and resilience. Though they are public figures, their openness reveals a family deeply connected by love, grief, and shared purpose. The public appearances of Steve enter the world through an extensive process of hidden work which supports his vision. Their work activities for the day include 3 main tasks, which involve managing wildlife habitats and running rescue operations, and educating visitors and mentoring younger generations. The 3 individuals, Robert, Bindi, and Terri, demonstrate the core principles which Steve upheld throughout his entire existence. The family has also emphasized the importance of embracing both joy and grief. Terri has spoken about experiencing both deep sorrow and great happiness since Steve's passing, because she believes that he needs to be remembered through all feelings which people experience instead of enduring emotional distress. This perspective has helped many people who experience extended grief because it shows that true healing happens when people keep their loved ones alive in their hearts while moving through life. The Irwins maintain their dedication to conservation work, together with their educational efforts and their mission to inspire future generations. Through every expedition, project, and public appearance, they ensure that the voice and spirit of the crocodile hunter remain strong, enduring, and influential worldwide. Carrying Steve's legacy today means facing tomorrow with hope, something the Irwins have never lost sight of as their story unfolds. Looking ahead with hope. The Irwin family's journey through hardship and healing continues with hope and steady renewal. For Bindi Irwin, recovery means taking each day as it comes, while finding moments of joy wherever possible. Terri Irwin and Robert Irwin have both expressed optimism that she will gradually return to fuller participation in family life, including future appearances at the Steve Irwin Gala. For them, this hope represents more than a public milestone. It reflects resilience, patience, and belief in long-term healing despite uncertainty. Although chronic illness has taken a physical and emotional toll, the family continues to prioritize Bindi's health while supporting her slow return to public life. Their approach balances optimism with caution, recognizing that recovery is unpredictable and cannot be rushed. By valuing small improvements and respecting setbacks, they show a quiet form of courage rooted in patience and care. Their experience underscores that healing is deeply personal, shaped by time, support, and persistence rather than speed. Beyond Bindi's health challenges, the family remains deeply committed to conservation and philanthropy. Terri and Robert continue the mission begun by Steve Irwin, using education, wildlife protection, and global outreach to inspire new generations. Rather than allowing grief or difficulty to slow their work, they channel those experiences into action that protects wildlife and promotes environmental awareness. Through their efforts, they continue encouraging people worldwide to care for nature with passion, responsibility, and compassion. The changing patterns of interaction within the Irwin family system discovered their new strengths and functions. The family members demonstrate their ongoing development through tough times, which Robert achieved victory on Dancing with the Stars, and Bindi showed her strength against sickness. Their shared experiences have strengthened their bond and added new layers to their story, one marked by love, perseverance, and resilience. The family maintains their strong connection, which inspires fans who support them worldwide during all times of hardship. The family considers Grace Warrior, Bindi's daughter, as an essential element of their upcoming future. Grace carries forward their mission as she grows up within wildlife conservation and their family customs. Her existence after loss and hardship demonstrates that life progresses with new opportunities and objectives. The family believes that Grace's future will create a world where people and nature can live together in harmony. She embodies the living continuation of family customs while she establishes permanent family connections. The Irwins face 2 emotional milestones because they will reach 20 years since Steve died, while they continue to experience their mixed feelings of grief and gratitude. Terri explained her experience of holding both happiness and sadness because she believes that people should accept all aspects of their life's journey to honor someone who has died. Their willingness to discuss these emotions publicly has created a strong connection with supporters who see authenticity and vulnerability as sources of strength rather than weakness. Through open and honest communication, the family established a community which unites people through their shared mission of empathy and resilience, together with common goals. The Irwins keep their commitment to conservation work while they focus on education initiatives and storytelling activities. The message of the organization maintains the fundamental values which Steve supported, which include dedication and optimism and helping others. The organization understands that its current work will develop future wildlife conservation practices, which will create positive transformations that last for decades. Through their public display of both achievements and challenges, they create a pathway for others to join their mission. The family of Bindi, Terri, and Robert, together with their extended family, creates their future through daily actions which stem from their hopeful outlook. Through love and perseverance and their belief in recovery and renewal, they demonstrate that even deep pain can result in new life. Their journey continues to inspire people around the world, proving that hope, like nature itself, endures. The Irwin family's story is one of enduring love, resilience, and hope amid profound challenges. Bindi's journey through illness and recovery, supported by Terri and Robert's unwavering strength, reveals the deeply human side of this iconic family. As they continue to honor Steve Irwin's legacy, their courage inspires us all to face adversity with grace. If you found this story moving, be sure to like and subscribe for more heartfelt updates and inspiring journeys.